Hey, this is Mr. Hanley coming to you with a quick screencast this morning to help you understand the text rendering assignment. Number one, you will need today to read the assignment in your textbook. It's linked here in our assignment that says the sirens Scylla and Charybdis. That's for February 9th, today. So click on that link. Remember, it will take you in. We're going to click on Ed, okay? And ultimately, you're going to get in and you're going to find this assignment that says read the sirens Scylla and Charybdis. When you open it up, it's going to look like this, okay? Make sure you're reading the right assignment. It's going to say at the top, See Perils and Defeat from Book 12. So we're going to read this. We're going to find out that Odysseus and his men go past these sirens, right? These beautiful women on the rocks who sing, and they try to lure the men and smash their ships against the rocks. Okay, so once you read through this, and again, it's not that long, you're also going to read about Scylla, this long-necked sea monster that lives up in a cave and tries to eat men as they go by on their ships. And Charybdis, this tough word right there, you see that one? That's Charybdis. Charybdis is like a whirlpool that they work in sort of together, Scylla and Charybdis, to eat men, chew up their ships, and spit them out. Right? We remember from the last lesson that Odysseus learns in the land of the dead that he's going to be the only one to make it home. Right? So all of these perils are designed to kill his men, essentially. All right, so you're going to read that carefully. Once you're done reading it, we're going to come back to this assignment. You're going to do this pair deck. That's really straightforward. And then the last thing today is this assignment right here. Let me go ahead and show you. When you open it up, you're going to get a copy of this text rendering protocol. Now, text rendering is just an opportunity for you to find a sentence, a phrase, and a word, right? So we're looking at the big picture, the sort of medium-sized picture, like a phrase, and then a word, or the smallest way that we make meaning, right? This should come from the reading today, not from other reading or not from the web, but from today's reading that we just looked at. So let's kind of go over it together. Part one says pick a sentence that was meaningful to you and helped you gain better understanding of the text. So right where you see that yellow text, we're just going to come back over and we're going to read through, and we're going to find, let's just find a good one here. Let's just take this sentence right here that kind of talks about going between, right, this really narrow passage where he meets Scylla and Charybdis. It says, one is a sharp mountain piercing the sky, with storm cloud round the peak dissolving never, not in the brightest summer, to show heaven's azure there, nor in the fall. So in other words, this is a really scary passage, right? Water passage between two tall peaks. It's always dark, it's always gloomy. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to come over here to my text rendering activity, and I'm going to paste it in. I always like to use paste without formatting so that it doesn't look all weird and look like the book. So there's our text right there. There's our sentence. Clean that up a little bit so it doesn't take up so much space. And then I'm going to talk about why I picked this sentence, right? I'm going to say that this describes the passage where Odysseus and his men are going to meet the sea monsters. They take this passage because it's quicker, but it's definitely described as scarier or more dangerous. And you're going to continue this by describing again why this was meaningful to you and why it helped you gain a better understanding of the text. So I'm going to go ahead and keep typing here. Just, you don't have to type a lot, but it's always better to type more than you think you should, right? So at least 2 or 3 good sentences here. I picked this because it describes the dangers, right, Odysseus and his men have to face. It also foreshadows or predicts the monsters they will see. Right? It's like one of those stories that starts with it's a dark and stormy night that never ends well. So there's my sentence rendering. You're also going to pick a phrase from the text, right? So just a short, maybe 3 or 4 words, doesn't have to be a whole sentence. That should not come from the same sentence above. And then a word, right? And that word should not come from the sentence or the phrase. So hopefully that helps. Sorry I couldn't be in class today. I will see you guys next week.